Started.
On the track.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Hi guys, and welcome to crackchanacup.com. My name's Leomie Anderson, and today I thought I would do a video for you talking all about what it was like being a model from such a young age. And you know, I'm often asked like, oh, like, were you scared? Oh, were you like, were you confident? How did you get to where you are now? And blah, 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 blah. So I thought it'd be really interesting for people to know that you don't just, you know, get picked up by an agency and then all of a sudden you're like Naomi Campbell and you're fantastic and full of confidence and can walk and whatnot. I want people to know that, you know, there's a lot of progression that goes into it and a lot of hard work as well. So I thought I'd do a video on it with loads of ugly pictures of me featuring in it also. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Thanks. Well, let's start from the beginning. I was scouted when I was 14. I was coming home from school, wearing my uniform. I had bright red hair at this point in my life. I was wearing like blue mascara. I looked tacky as, yeah. And a Canadian guy came up to me and was like, hey, have you ever considered doing modeling? And I was just like, nah, because I just thought, whatever, don't want to talk to strangers, like whatever kind of thing. And I just kind of went. And the next day he came back and he gave me his card this time. And I was just like, looked at it, like, oh, okay, Premier, model management, blah, blah. Anthony Gordon. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. But I just thought, nah, this isn't real. Because, like, often people had told me, yeah, you can do modeling, you can do modeling. But I thought it was just one of those stereotypes, like, oh, yeah, you're tall and skinny, you should be a model. Like, you see a tall boy, you should do sport, basketball. So I just never called them. And then, like, 2 months later, or yeah, maybe like 2 months, I went to Jamaica, came back, was shopping in Oxford Street, and another person from Premier came up to me. And I was like, okay, this is getting a bit weird now. Like, two people from the same agency have come up to me kind of thing. So I called, we set up a meeting, and I went in, and that's kind of how my career began. But don't think that I was like, you know, some trendy, wearing some Givenchy or whatever. I was 15, yeah. I rolled up in there, yeah, wearing some Primark shorts, yeah, a Primark vest, some fake Gucci belt, yeah, and some pattern tights, and I had my hair in like a little quiff. I looked so shit, but in my mind I was thinking, yep, I look so professional, got my Gucci belt on, I look like a model, like, yeah. But I was so nervous and I was so scared. But like when I went into my agency, I went with my mum obviously, and you know, I was so scared, but everyone came up to me and made me feel really welcome and invited at my agency. And then we did some Polaroids. Yeah, I was stiff as, yeah, I want to swear, but obviously I was the stiffest piece of crap, basically. I was like this. Face over here. They'll be like, smile. I'll be like, they'll be like, look a bit serious. I'll be like, they'll be like, do something with your body. I'll be like, I was so rubbish. Like, modeling wasn't a natural thing for me. Like, moving my body and stuff. Like, even though I did dance, like, it's not the same when you have like 10 people there and they have a Polaroid camera and it's hot light and you're just like there. It's not like you're going to be like, at 15, I was just like I looked like a piece of crap. So basically, they started, it took a while obviously, but then they started setting up test shoots for me. Test shoots are very, very important for a developing model because that's how you get your first pictures for your book. Okay, so I did my first couple of test shoots and stuff, and that's kind of when you start, you know, learning how to move in front of the camera. And doing dance did help a lot with my photo shoots because, you know, you have those certain movements. I did like ballet, tap, modern, and I did street. Obviously, every kid did street dance, didn't they? But yeah, like that really did help. And you kind of started to build up your confidence in front of the camera. And it's really important that you feel comfortable in front of a photographer. But that's not going to happen straight away. So, you know, I would go with my mum, and my mum would be there right behind the photographer. And that's kind of what helped me grow my confidence in modeling. Now, walking, as in like runway walking, now that's a whole other story, yeah. When I first started modeling, I was a tomboy. I did not care for heels, high shoes. I didn't even want to get the jelly sandals with a heel. Like, I was just happy to be wearing the flat ones, you know. Like, I was so bad. My first pair of heels were like a pair of flipping prostitute heels from Camden, yeah, because they said get the highest shoes that you can possibly find, yeah. They were like those ones that prostitutes wear. The platform was like this, the heel was like this. Because even my mum's just like me. She just wears flats. My mum's Converses, Air Maxes, like, that's my mum. So she ain't got no heels. And so it's not like I knew kind of what stylish ones to get. So my mum went to Camden and she got me these £20 prostitute heels, like 6 buckles in the front, like heel like this, patent leather by the way, patent black, with a platform like this and a heel like this, proper prosy shoes. But you need to wear super high heels to practice your walk, and I practice walking up and down my hallway and whatnot, but I was still so rubbish, like I was so rubbish. So then I would go to my agency and have like walking lessons, and you know, they'll teach me a little bit of like, you know, like just, you know, shoulders back, hip forward, blah blah blah, but I still didn't get the grasp of it. So even in my first show season, I walked for Mark by Marc Jacobs. I was lucky that they were wedges, because if they were heels I probably would have ruined the whole show. So walking never came easy to me. Some girls, their first show season, they're boom 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 and they're walking it out, but me, I was like like the more shows that I did, the better my walk became. Even as much practice as I did in my house, it's actually being thrown into the scenario that made my walk a lot better than, you know, than it was originally. Obviously, one thing that people always ask me about is the pressures of the industry and the impact that it has on young girls. Obviously, when you first come into an agency and you first start modelling, the thing they're obviously going to look at is your face and your body. Those are two very important factors. It's not a thing of being vain or shallow or judgmental, but to be a model, you have certain requirements that you need to fulfill, and you have to have a certain look about you to make you special. Cool, no problem, right? But obviously, being 15, your body's still changing. There's still, you know, you're still growing and getting to know your body and stuff, and that sometimes can have, you know, a lot of, you know, pressure put on a girl. To be 15 and being told, yeah, you might have to go to the gym, or you have to, you know, do this or do that, or have your teeth whitened, or get braces, or whatever the thing is, you know, being 15 and being told these things, it's not easy for anyone. Luckily for me, like I never really had any of these sort of issues, because I was like a twig for like forever, and you know, and I've never really been self-conscious of my body either. But there's some girls, no matter how, you know, beautiful and slim they are, they're still going to have problems. And, you know, not everyone in the industry remembers that these girls are young girls. And sometimes they might speak to them in a way, or talk to them in a way that they would talk to an adult. But you can't do that to a 15-year-old girl. And, you know, my agency is so good when it comes to these things, because, you know, if a girl, say for example, needs to lose a little bit of weight or needs to tone up or whatever, you know, they'll sit down, they'll talk to them about it. They're not just going to be like, yeah, like you need to lose weight, like, you know. And London is very good actually, in the sense that it doesn't focus so heavily on, you know, girls being stick thin and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, different markets have different, you know, different approaches and a different look. You know, in New York, their show season is very, very, very strict. And when it comes to like your body and whatnot, it has to be in tip-top conditions. You know, you're walking for like the best designers. There's the most opportunities there, the best casting directors. So obviously your bookers want you to look your best. But for some girls, when they go to New York from London, going from the London market where things are a little bit more relaxed to the New York market is a very hard transition. And, you know, being 15 or 16 or 17 or 18 even, things, you know, it's still going to be hard to hear criticism about your body, let's be honest. This industry isn't for everyone, you know. You will sometimes be told that they don't like your look. They might say you're not skinny enough. They might say, oh, your boobs are too big, or do you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is. It's just like a footballer. They might say, oh, he's left-footed, or he can only play on this position, or whatever, but it just happens to be it's about your body and your face. For me personally, I've never really had a problem with this. I've never felt upset or criticized by, you know, when I've been told things about myself and my body. But other girls, they take it really hard, and that's one of the downsides of being so young and being in the fashion industry, is that you will get treated like a big girl sometimes, and not everyone can handle that. So that is kind of the hard thing with being a young model. On the plus side, one thing that I love about my job is that I do get to travel and I get to meet such a spectrum of personalities. However, my first show season, when I was 17 and I had to live in a house with 12 girls, it was extreme. You get, it's a wide spectrum of personalities, but you're with it to 24/7. You had the bitchy girl, you had the girl with hygiene problems, you had the girl who would eat all your snacks, you had the girl who would eat your cereal and drink off your milk and act like it weren't them. You had mice, you had cockroaches, you had moths, you had too many things in one house. And being young, and bearing in mind I could barely even cook, yeah, at 17 I could barely cook, and I can admit that. I can now, but whatever. Like, you know, it was really hard. At the same time, despite the, you know, the whole being mistaken for being older and whatnot, I do feel like without modeling I wouldn't have matured the way that I have. You know, for my age, I have really good money management skills. Like, I know who to speak to and who not to say certain things to, and that's all because of the skills that I've developed from being thrown into the industry so young. So okay, so now I've told you, you know, what it was like shooting when I was younger, learning to walk, traveling, you know, being so young in such an old industry. I'm not really sure if there's anything else that I can think of right now, but you know, if there is anything else that you want me to talk about, please put it in the comment bar or my YouTube channel, or if you're watching this via my blog, in the comment section. Like, let me know or tweet me or whatever. Despite the pros and the cons of the industry, I would not change a thing about how it's affected my life and how it's changed my life, because, you know, I went from a really, like, not even an introvert. I was still outgoing and stuff, but, you know, my looks and stuff, I didn't think anything of myself, you know what I mean? I just thought, whatever, tall, skinny, I want to be bigger, I want to have boobs, I want to have a bum, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm happy just to, you know, go out wearing like a top like this and have like my no boob showing. I'm happy to wear like a tight dress and stuff, because I know that, you know, I feel like I don't feel out of place anymore. I don't feel like, oh, I need a big bum and whatnot. It's given me a lot of confidence, and it's given me a lot of experiences, good and bad, that have made me who I am today. So for me personally, I love my job. But a couple words of advice that I would give to anyone who has a relative or a sibling or whatever who wants to be a model, or if you're watching this and you want to be a model yourself, definitely wait until you're over 16. For me, I'm so happy that I didn't do shows until I was 17, because then at least I'd started college, I'd gotten into the momentum of that, and I knew that I wanted to finish that. But some girls, they don't go to college because of modeling. So it really does depend on what you want to do and how you are. But for me, academic, like, education was really important. So, but just know that I started from fake Gucci belt and Primark shorts to where I am now, and all of that is a process of getting older, maturing, learning and stuff that I've gotten through the modeling industry. So yeah, I wouldn't change anything that I've experienced for the world, even living with cockroaches and mice. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that it's helped you see what it was like for me growing up with this job. Just to catch you up, I'm not going to uni, don't want to, don't need to. I don't regret that. For me, obviously, I'm earning really good money, and I want to do TV presenting or fashion journalism anyway, so I'm in the right kind of field for it, so that's fine for me. What else? I should be spending my summer in New York, and that's basically where I am right now. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and please watch the rest of my things, and see you soon. Bye.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.